can probably move this over just a little. There we go.
Do you think it's weird at that angle? Like it's shooting down at us?
I think it's okay. All right, let's see if we're doing this or not, because this is so, I don't understand. Is this one?
Here we go. Hello, can everybody hear us okay?
Hello. We are here. This is not working on my iPad.
It's on mine.
Okay. Well, that's okay. I can see the
All
chat
right,
over there.
so, oh yeah, we can see the chat everywhere.
Yeah, we can see the chat everywhere. Okay, so,
There we
hello.
go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Audio is clear and so is video. Wonderful.
Sounds good.
Welcome, everyone.
Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Glad everybody could join us.
Yeah.
Hello, Lisa. Hi, Kate.
Look at all these fun people.
I know.
So we thought we would do a little special live because we hit our 12,000 subscriber milestone, which is huge. And we can't thank you all enough. We love the interaction and to be able to bring you guys, a live episode. Fresh content. So we thought it would be fun to do like a little Q&A. And a lot of you posted on the Google form that we had linked, which was really fun. And some of you have posted some questions on other spots as well in our Discord and
do you have those?
Instagram in my head.
Okay.
So we thought we would just kind of like chit chat for a little while and say hello and answer some questions.
And then if we see some pop up, we'll try to keep up with the chat as much as we can. But if we see some pop up in chat that we can answer and get to, we'll certainly do so. So let's. Do you want to start with our preparedness? We are all prepared and printed them out.
Yeah, Kevin was.
So these are the ones that we got through the Google Doc that we had in the previous show notes, which we'll have to make sure we delete when we're done, so that we don't continue to get questions.
It might be nice to like have a bank of questions, though.
Oh, okay.
Maybe like in the future, like if we pull.
Oh, okay.
If we like leave it open.
So here's the first question. So this one came up. So Anne-Marie wants to know how we met, and that is one of the questions that we got. Oh, I don't have a pen. And I need to feel organized and have a pen to check things off.
Okay, I'm happy to get you a pen. You want to start telling the story?
Would you mind getting the Sharpie right there on the counter, please? Thanks. Who else asked?
Well, I think it's one of those questions that we do get asked a lot, and we've answered it a few times in the live, but we obviously have had a lot more people join our little community, so probably haven't caught up on some of that.
So how did we meet? So picture it, guys. It was
Sicily, 1943.
Stratford, January 2000.
2000,
right? Yeah. Uh-huh. So we met at a local diner. I was there with some friends, and we were outside. It was snowing or had recently snowed. So we were playing, not playing.
You were playing in the snow.
We were playing in the snow, and we were having like a snowball fight in the parking lot. And Ray was in my youth.
Yeah.
And then Ray was there with his friends inside the diner at the time.
Yeah.
And then he looked out through the blinds and saw me and fell in love instantly.
You're such a jerk. So I thought he was very interesting.
From throwing snowballs?
I don't know what it was. There was something in the air. It must have been, or maybe I was drunk. I don't know.
You were
No, I'm
drunk.
just kidding. I was too
drink.
young. And so, they came back inside the diner after I like spied on them, and I was probably like talking to my friends.
Did we come back in, or were we just coming?
No,
were we just arriving?
You came back in because I think you had your table all set up. Because God forbid somebody stole your table at the diner. So you had your table all set up. You guys came back, and I'm not a very
You are not. Keep going.
Outgoing person like to put myself on the line, and I don't know what it was, but something about Kevin, I really wanted to talk to this kid. So we had Instant Messenger, AIM Instant Messenger back in the day.
AIM.
For those of you,
oh my gosh,
America Online Instant Messaging was our chatting because we didn't have text messages like we do now.
No, we had pagers.
Yeah. So I wrote down on a piece of paper my name and my aim name
and
my phone number.
Your room, like you had your own phone.
I had my own phone in my
right?
room, my bedroom. I was like, yeah, that was the thing to do when we were young in school. We had our own phone lines. And so anyway, so I like went up to him and I was just like, I don't know. I put myself out there, and then that night we were chatting on AIM.
See,
and then it's been ever
so
since
special.
so special. So we'll be coming up on our 21 year.
No, it would be 21 year this year.
Yeah,
so
we'll be coming up
22. No, we met in 2000.
Oh, it's still, we're gonna wait 2022.
Yeah,
what?
I know, right?
Wow, and you never get sick of me either. Wow, that's special.
I don't know if I would go that far. Oh man!
So that's our story. Yeah.
So keeping in that same theme, somebody had asked about Tarquin's name. So this I don't know if this is if we've ever really talked about it. So Tarquin's name comes from the Anne Rice novel Blackwood Farms.
Yes.
In it, the main character's name is Tarquin Blackwood. So I love the name after reading the book. And I used to name all of my like video game characters Tarquin.
Yeah,
or I would use the word like Blackwood too for them.
Right.
I think I still do actually.
A lot of it was in WoW.
Yeah, a lot of it was when
we
played World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
So I had a night elf called Tarquin. And when we had
you had a hunter named Tarquin. Yeah, night elf hunter.
Night elf hunter named Tarquin.
Yeah.
And so Tarquin's full name is actually Tarquin Mayfair Blackwood, and then your last name and my last name is
it's
the
a very
sequence of his full name.
Yes.
And
Anne Rice just passed
away. That's
away,
very
which
sad.
is so sad. But she gave us a lot of amazing novels, and her memory will definitely live on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. So, and then, do you want more kids? Dogs, cats, bunny. Does Tarquin want a brother or sister? This comes up quite a bit in just our daily conversation, like when we're with like friends or family or whatever.
Right.
And the question has changed dramatically through the year. So initially,
the answer has changed.
The answer, yes, thank you.
Yeah, the answer changes sometimes week by week.
For you,
for me,
the answer right now at where I am in my patience is a hard no for another animal.
Sure.
Just because of Tarquin's own anxieties, and probably that's it. I don't want them to like rub off on another pet.
Yeah.
So it'd be great because maybe another pet could calm him down, but then you run the other chance. And having a puppy's a lot of work.
Yeah.
You don't realize it until you get another one, and then your mother got one recently.
Yeah, my mom got a little puppy recently, the past, I would say like 2 months maybe.
No.
It was in summer.
So we're in winter.
That's
about 6 months.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, okay. So it feels like just yesterday. Anyway, this dog is adorable, so cute, so friendly, so lovable, but he's a terror. He likes to chew everything. I don't know if I told this story, but I don't know if my mom is on chat right now, but she left him at home and gated him in the kitchen so that he wouldn't destroy anything. She actually came over here to knit. So we were like hanging out and knitting. And then she had the camera on and she went to go look and he wasn't in the kitchen. And there was a weird shadow on the baby gate. And then we looked closer and sure enough, this little dog chewed a hole right around the gate and then like popped it out and escaped.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that I don't want to deal with.
No.
And I think it's really beneficial to crate a dog. And Tarquin is not crate trained. So to try to crate train a new dog and then either try to crate Tarquin now would be a lot of work. So I don't know that I actually have the energy to do that.
Yeah. It would be really nice. You know, puppies are very cute. And then we are, you know, we would love to have kids. That's another really long conversation.
Very long conversation. But we did I think we talked about this before. I don't know. We did go to a surrogacy agency last year.
Yeah.
And that was just like That was
a shock.
Yeah, it was a shock for the amount.
Yeah, pretty heartbreaking. It's very, very expensive.
Yes.
It's not really accessible for, I don't think, like normal people.
Normal people with normal incomes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was really kind of sad. It's very difficult, but adoption is on the table.
Yeah.
So who knows? There might be a little Ray running around one day.
And then somebody, Kitten asked about a kitten. Ray's allergic to cats.
I am.
We actually went to a party last night that there was a cat there, and
Yeah.
I noticed Ray had some, what are those things called?
Hives
on his neck.
Yeah.
We didn't realize what it was from until we got home, and he was standing next to the cat tower, and the cat was laying on it, and that's where he got some hives from.
Yeah.
And let's see. Oh, hi, Lila Styles.
So yeah, let's take a minute and say hello to everybody.
Hi, Jonna from God, why can't I think? Knit together with Kim and Jonna. And then we have Bearded Yarn Dudes here. Welcome.
Good afternoon from the Yukon, Oakland.
Yukon,
Oklahoma.
I have 2 children you can borrow.
Yeah, we're happy to borrow children anytime, for sure. I know that sounds a little bit weird,
funny.
But
all right.
Anyway,
so
hi everyone.
Let's do a knitting one.
Oh well, look at Fiber Hustle decided to join us.
What's
Good
up,
morning.
Fiber Hustle?
Good afternoon.
I saw
good evening.
I saw Drowning in Yarn here too, so I want to say hi, Caleb.
Oh, that's awesome.
And Caleb, thank you for your suggestion on your recent
for sure
for Good Notes.
Yeah,
because I've been using the heck out of it.
Me too.
So
I have it on my phone, my iPad.
Yeah, I downloaded it on my phone and my iPad. So I love using the Good Notes app now for my patterns.
Absolutely.
And then I also saw Rob as well.
Are you going to sing song everything?
And Katie Did Bags is here, and Candy Hairs. Hello. All right.
Knitting question. Checking off the questions. Good job.
I am. I'm checking them off.
Should I do one?
Yes.
Well, wait, this is the same exact thing.
We have the same sheet.
Oh, well, that's nice.
So here, go down to.
No, that's okay. You can continue.
Okay. So our next one would be, what is your favorite weight of yarn to knit with?
Oh. So I feel like a month ago I would have said fingering.
Ah, okay.
But I'm loving DK.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. I'm a D. So, all right. To knit with, it's DK. For sure. I think it's a good in-between weight for everything. Yeah. I love hats in DK.
Same.
I love my DK shawls.
Yes.
I think a DK sweater would be beautiful. Fingering's more versatile, but I was thinking about this question actually. And I was thinking about so fingering, when you hold fingering double, it's DK, right? But let's say you're using a 75-25. It's a 4-ply.
It could be different.
Right? It's twisted and it's a 4-ply. And then you're holding another 4-ply twisted.
Yep.
So you really have like an 8-ply.
Which you have an 8-ply DK base.
I've used an 8-ply DK, and it's very sturdy and round.
It's very round.
And I've made a hat doing that, and it's just, to me, personally, it's very stiff.
Yeah.
So I don't know that 75-25 4-ply is my favorite to combine.
Right.
I think if you did like a 2-ply fingering held double, it may make a better fabric.
Oh, that probably, depending on what you're knitting with.
Correct.
It'll probably be a little bit draperier.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm enjoying the DK.
How about?
Although we have the most.
Fingering is our largest amount of yarn and
yeah,
stash.
Correct.
What would you like to knit but haven't had the chance to yet?
So, is this like my future knitting? Like what would you like to know?
I'm reading you a question. Oh. What would you like to knit but haven't had the chance to yet? I think that's almost like a dream knit, right?
Yeah. Well, I have the Adventure Shawl by Jonathan Tallow.
Yes.
That's going to be next on my next batch of knits, I should say.
Okay.
The So Basic sweater. I do want to knit Max's single malt sweater as well.
Yes.
But
that's Aran weight.
It's Aran weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or worsted heavy. Yeah. Heavy worsted Aran weight. I think, you know what would be really cool? I would never want to knit it.
What?
But I would want somebody else to knit it for me. Is the Slip Stravaganza blanket. That would be really nice to have.
Yeah, I would love to knit that. I feel like that would be like a good year-long knit though, if not longer than that. I think at the end,
oh no,
Caleb
said he
no.
did single malt and it doesn't fit. Want. Is it too big? If it's too big, I'll take it.
You know what? So I'm going to talk about that in a second. Unraveling something.
Okay.
So, and then somebody just asked if I do Twitch. I haven't done Twitch in who knows how long. I wish I could. I wish I had the time.
Yeah.
I really just don't have the time on the weekends right now. And that's those are the only 2 days that I would be able to do anything on Twitch.
Yeah. So you didn't answer the question. What's your knit if you could knit something?
Mine actually is, I'm going to pull it up. I don't know the name offhand. It is a Brooklyn tweed all over cable pattern. I believe it's Timberline, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. I think you're correct.
I'm going to pull it up real quick from my library.
I would ask Caleb if you swatched, but I know you, and I'm sure you did.
Yeah, so this would be my dream knit. The Timberline sweater, all over cable.
Wow.
In Brooklyn tweed shelter.
Yeah.
I priced out the yarn, and it's such an expensive sweater to knit if I decided to use shelter. But that would be, I think that would be such a fulfilling project.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, oh, and we did this one, Tarquin's name.
Okay.
All right, here's one for, so read this one. I'm just kind of going down in order.
Okay. Ray, could you please post the site for the pom-poms? So the pom-poms I got from Amazon, those little mini pom-poms. I have no idea the brand, but I'm sure I can go back to my Amazon
go to
orders.
Amazon in your orders.
And see.
So dyeing the yarn for it, because it's a non-superwash, and this actually, somebody asked me this too in one of these questions about if I would dye non-superwash yarn. That's very scary to me because you have to then worry about felting the yarn and too much agitation to it. So if anything, what I would do is if I became really good at spinning, which I would need to spin to become good at spinning, I would spin yarn a non-superwash wool to knit it myself. Or I could also use yarnsub.com and find a substitute for Brooklyn tweed that's a little bit more in my price range to make it.
All right. So the mini pom-poms, I got these on November 16th. They will come before Christmas if you want to order it within the next 9 hours. It'll come Thursday, December 23rd. These are just called Luna Bio 24 pieces Christmas faux fur pom-pom balls.
Why don't you flash it?
I'm going to. I'm just trying to see if there was like an easier way to like show it. Sheesh. But yeah, they're $6. And I was like, yes, please. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see all that. So there it is. And it's $6. So it was really easy and they're super cute.
So we have one in chat that I see, all-time favorite yarn.
Like brand or color? Okay, so probably my favorite yarn is Trilogy Yarns Whiskey colorway in her MCN base.
I do love whiskey color. I have a couple favorite colorways, so I love whiskey from Trilogy Yarns.
That's one of my dream sweater quantities of yarn.
Okay,
would be that. I love that whiskey colorway. It's beautiful.
Maybe you could do single malts.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but she doesn't have Aaron.
True.
Wait.
So my color would probably be Rusted Wagon Wheel from Savvy Skeins.
Yeah, that one's a great one. I forgot about that.
But I think my favorite yarn to knit with, it might be Brooklyn Tweed Arbor. Because Arbor's a DK. And it's a worsted spun, not woolen.
Right.
And I'm really enjoying my hatch hat. and that's Brooklyn Tweed Arbor, and I just love the way that knit up in that hat. So
we have a lot of Arbor now, yeah?
No, we have a lot of loft.
Oh.
We have a ton of loft.
Okay.
But I do love Brooklyn Tweed Arbor as a DK weight yarn.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful yarn.
Yeah, that hatch hat is gorgeous and so comfortable, squishy.
Hi from CT. Hello, Fiber Hustle. I feel like I need to knit a couple more hatch hats. I have some Rowan.
I'll be knitting one soon.
I have some Rowan like felted tweed. I think that we bought on sale during our shop hop preview. And I have 2 colors. I have a blue and a green one that I might. You made 2 this week.
I think Jill's yarn would be great with that.
Oh yeah.
You got 3 colors. I know you were going to do color work, but her yarn is gorgeous.
Hello from Norway.
Hello, welcome.
Hello from Quebec.
Ooh.
And Connecticut. All right.
So Serena's asking what our favorite project that we made this year, and somebody else had asked that too, I think. Right?
That is actually going to be our next live. We're going to do a live in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's going to be January 2nd, I think. And we're going to pull out all of our favorite knits and purchases and all that stuff from the year.
Yeah, because we had a lot of really good knits this year. And I'm not ready to make a favorite yet until I see them like all out.
I don't have a favorite from the year. I do have a bunch of favorites.
Yeah, me too. So I think it'll be better to do it in like that, our year-end video, which we did last year too, which was really, really fun.
Good hat choices. And I just saw this one come up. Joe, have I knit with my dyed yarn? Yes, just one project.
I've knit a project as well.
It was my very first batch of dyed yarn. It was DK. I have no idea how to repeat it, and it's such a beautiful color.
Yeah.
I knit the Paris Toujours, and it's like this bluey gray, or this gray with blue undertones, and it's so beautiful, and I love it.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. And I knit with 2 of your colors held together to make a DK hat, and I can't remember the pattern that I did.
You did. Oh, it's the one that Laura from Knit for Brains does.
Knox Mountain.
No,
Rocky Ridge hat.
Rocky Ridge hat.
Maybe. Okay. By Knox Mountain Fiberworks.
Knitco?
Something like that.
Is it Knox Mountain?
I don't know. Okay. It's in our show notes, buried somewhere in one video.
Ray, can you tell Catherine what size circular you use for your sock head?
Oh, sure. I get this question a lot, and it really depends on the yarn for me and what kind of fabric I'm really looking for. Because I'm really comfortable with the sock head slouch pattern, the pattern itself, I think, calls for a 3.25 millimeter needle. No, that's a total lie. A US 3.
Yes.
And sometimes those are hard to find, I guess, according to the pattern, but I don't have any trouble. So usually it's a US 3, but I've gone down to like a to one step lower, and I've gone up. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But my favorite is probably the US 3, which I think is a 3 millimeter, isn't it? Isn't it the same?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know offhand.
But you know what I do? I love the fabric that the US 4 is making on the Musselburgh hat.
I'm gonna see if I could find the sock head of my thing just to see what it recommends, because then I'll tell us the millimeters.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's that for the sock heads. I actually do for another sock head, but I want to do a really nice neutral, probably less speckled or variegated.
So the sock head slouch calls for a US 2.5, so a 3 millimeter.
3 millimeter. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you.
So next,
and sometimes those are hard to. I think those are hard to get.
This one is a good one. So somebody asked what resources I use to start dyeing fiber, and any guidance you found that was helpful.
Good.
So the kit that Ray bought me for Christmas last year, it had a little pamphlet in it with some information about dyeing. I also watched Nicole from Hugh Loco has a couple videos on YouTube. Right. I think it's 3 to 4 videos. So I've watched those several times.
She has good videos on how to skein up your yarn too, right?
Yeah, skein your yarn if you need to reskein it. She has one there. Yeah. I also watch a lot of Chem Knits. I watch Fiber for the People, who does.
I love watching her dye.
I love watching her dye because she
Yeah.
talks through her process and her.
Yeah.
She shows the photo a lot of the times of the color that, or the photo that's inspiring the colorway.
Yes.
And kind of talks through what colors, even from that photo, she's going to pick, and which one she wants to like accent or make the main color in the skein.
Right.
So those have all been very helpful. There's really good information on Dharma Trading Company on their dye page for their acid dyes. There's a info, I think, tab on there that has a lot of great information. I've also watched A Girl and Her Wool, I believe,
Girl and Her Wool
on YouTube. And I've watched, I think it's Essence Knits, if I'm not mistaken. But there's a lot of videos. What's very hard, or not hard, is a lot of it's trial by error. Like you have to just try things. You have to try the amount of dye and the amount of water and the amount of acid, the amount of water in your pan.
Yeah.
So I think it really is. It's just trying it. I find that citric acid works better for me. So it's very inexpensive. You can get a 5-pound bag for, I don't know, maybe like $5 on Amazon. I bought some catering pans. So I've been using the catering pans when I do. Now that I'm doing like batches of 8, I put 4 skeins in each pan and mix enough dye to dye those 8 skeins.
Right. There's also a lot of books on like color theory and the you use the color wheel all the time.
I also have, I don't know if it's down here. I have a book that shows like, what's the word I'm looking for, that has color, not themes.
Families?
No, not even families. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
No, the birds are very loud.
Palettes. I'm sorry, color palettes, like a bunch of different color palettes. So you can just kind of get an idea. But for me, what's difficult for that is how to get that color.
Yeah.
So I like to play a lot lately with, all right, if I have this yellow powder, let's mix it with green and let's mix it with brown and see what happens. So that's really interesting too, because then I can write it down. And if I want to replicate that, then I know how, and it's just giving you a visualization of how your dye powders are going to work together.
Totally.
So that's kind of,
yeah. And there's just so much information. Somebody mentioned Cabin Boy Knits. He does a lot of natural dyeing, which is awesome with the different flowers and stuff that they found like next to their cabin. Chem Knits is also a really good one. If you didn't say that already.
Yeah, I did say Chem Knits. Chem Knits is one that I watch quite often.
Yeah.
Especially her tutorial for making a dye stock is incredibly helpful.
Yeah, and she's very methodical, and like, because she's a chemist, I guess. So,
somebody said just popped in. Love your tree. Thank you.
Oh, thanks so much.
This is
Magnus.
This is Magnus behind us. We named him.
We did.
Okay, so here's a good one. Is there anything you made in 2021 that you now look at and you're not a fan of?
2021.
That's this year.
Yep. You know, I don't know. There are things that I would probably change in the knitting.
Okay.
The one project, it's not from 2021, but the one project that I'm most disappointed with, I think, out of everything that I've ever knit is probably my flax.
Okay.
It was my first sweater, which I think it was okay for a first sweater. I'm not even comfortable wearing it for like an around the house.
Why?
I don't know. There's something about the collar that comes down to like my shoulders. I know a lot more now than I think I did when I knit it. So I'm sure it would be, much better. But I don't think I was 100%. The yarn was beautiful yarn. It was the Swish worsted by
it's Knit Picks.
Knit Picks.
Yeah.
Swish. Very soft, but it's so stretchy, and it's a heavier sweater because it's a bulkier sweater.
It's a worsted weight sweater.
Yeah, it's a worsted weight sweater. So it's very, once you wear it for a little while, it sags so much because there's really not much construction like and seams or anything like that. But
I can see
yeah,
that.
that one's probably yeah, I would do it again just to see what the difference would like what my knitting would look like these days, I guess, with that. And then but for 2021, I think I'm pretty happy with all of the projects. I learned a lot. I feel like I wish I might have changed some of my color choices on a couple of projects.
That's something that you're learning this year
Yeah.
is you love knitting with the braids, but you don't necessarily like wearing them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Caleb, it was before the short rows and before they gave you a
Yes.
different neck option, I think.
Yep. I added my own short rows. Somebody had like hacked the pattern before they officially came out with the short rows. So I added my own short rows to the back, which I didn't know what the hell I was doing. It probably looks like.
And then, hello, Bob. So Bob's in, and he said
Hello,
to
Bob.
try it with non-superwash.
Yeah, I would love to. So the flax will be, is definitely on my knit list
Veronica,
to do it again.
Thank you for mentioning that because I need to sign up for Sweet Georgia, actually.
Really?
Sweet Georgia has some online, like, I put Georgina.
You put Georgina. Why do you have to cross it off? You know what you mean.
I know. But somebody had mentioned that, and I keep forgetting to go, is that Sweet Georgia has like an online school type of thing. So you can sign up. It's a monthly fee, and she has a bunch of classes on there. So
that's fun.
I keep meaning to do that. So mine is, and this is not the pattern because I love the pattern. I do not like the gauge in which I knit my Montrealer.
Yeah.
My Montrealer has way too much positive ease in it for me. If it fit like this, I'd be great. But my positive ease on my Montrealer probably comes out to like here, if not further.
Yeah.
So, and this is what I was saying when Caleb had mentioned that that he was going to think about ripping out the sweater. I thought about it today that I might rip out my Montrealer and
the whole thing.
Yeah, and I may re-knit it. If I were to do that, though, one thing I would do is I would go find my original swatches.
Yeah.
Measure my gauge again. Measure my gauge of my sweater as it currently stands to see if my gauge was off. Something I think I've learned this year too, and I probably saw this on Andrea Mowry's channel, is that I don't knit big enough gauge swatches. I really should be knitting like a 6x6 to get the most accurate gauge possible. So going forward, that's what I will do for future sweaters, but that's my big, I don't want to say disappointment, but that's the one that I would change from this year. I still wear it around the house. Yeah. But it's that one that I wish
I almost wore it yesterday, actually.
Did differently, if that makes sense. Yeah.
But that's the fun thing about re-knitting patterns. Like as you get more and more comfortable with your knitting in general and like knowing what it's going to look like to re-knit it, I think it'll make things better.
Yeah. So somebody wanted to know about, talk about our stash a little bit, and that with our upcoming year, our intention is to knit from stash. But when we have projects, we tend to buy yarn for that project. So kind of how are we going to maneuver that this year?
Okay.
And work with that. So for me, mine is going to be, if it's a yarn that I know that I'm not going to use myself, because it's not in a color palette that I enjoy, I'm going to gift knit that with somebody in mind. So you guys haven't seen it yet. You'll see it next week, but I recently cast on a Pure Joy for a friend. So I went upstairs, I found 2 skeins of fingering yarn that I would not use for myself, or that have been in the stash for, one of them's been in the stash for almost 2 years now, because it was a Northbound Knitting collection that we did.
Yeah.
I think maybe right before we started the channel.
No, we were doing the channel because I had made, it was right when we started. Yeah, right when we started the channel.
So it's just going to be knitting those things with intentions for other people. Probably a lot of hats, maybe a lot of sock head slouch hats, because it will use up a skein. And
or you can hold things double as well.
And it'd be a good gift knit.
Yeah. And that's what I was saying to Kevin too, is this year what I really want to do is have like do a lot more gift knitting throughout the year.
Yeah.
With or without intention of like certain people, and just like, put them in like a box so that,
Yeah.
because I noticed like this year, now that I'm thinking about it and we're getting Christmas gifts all situated and everybody's kind of finished, like there are people that I wish that I had something for, maybe that I like work with or didn't think about. And I think something like a hat that I could just pull out of a box and, and give. It's still a really nice gift that I handmade, but
yeah.
So I agree with you. I think I'm going to start knitting those types of yarns that maybe I liked in the beginning, but are not perfect for me now.
And then here's a couple questions that we could do right now. So we have from Anne wants to know if we did any Christmas decorations. Any Christmas decorations? Not for ourselves. I don't think we have anything.
No.
Right? No, we haven't knit anything for ourselves. We knit Christmas ornaments. We gave them out last year. Ray's done all the Christmas ornament knitting this year.
Yeah, I just started another one today.
So, but no, we don't have any that we've hand knit.
Mm-hmm. I want to do that throughout the year as well and create like with the hat vents by Tracy Brown.
No, Jody Brown.
Jody Brown?
Yeah.
Thank you, Tracy Brown.
And then David from Bearded Yarn Dudes wanted to know if we've done any donation projects. We actually have. We haven't done much. I think with donation projects, it's because we actually don't have a lot of acrylic yarn. And I feel like that is the best type of yarn to use for donations because you don't have to worry about the recipient needing to know anything.
And a lot of the criteria for donations is to not use like wool.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then Gary wants to know, oh, hi, Gary.
Oh, hi, Gary.
When our next Cal's going to be. So we typically, I think, pick back up in March.
Yeah.
Right. Last year, I think we did a March one, and then we do one for maybe like March, April, May, and then June we start up with Let's Hear It for the Boys.
Yep. And then we'll do another one.
And that runs
in like the fall.
Yeah. So we do a March.
We do about 3. Yeah.
We do a spring clean. Last year we did like a spring cleaning.
We did. That one was really successful. A lot of people did that.
So that was just to finish up whips.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think.
Yep. Because I think how easy is it to like start a project thinking that you're going to knit it as a gift and then like put it down and you're like, oh, I guess I'm not going to make it in time. And then you don't work on it anymore. So like, that's where the spring, I was going to say spring chicken, but the spring cleaning kind of came from.
All right. So, we did this one, right? What was on your, no, we did not.
What?
So somebody said, does Tarquin, do you get enough attention? He gets more than enough attention.
What? Oh my God, this dog
is spoiled rotten.
Yep.
Ray did not buy an axe yet. That is not.
No, I was close.
Why?
Well, because when I went to Home Depot to get the, not snowblower, whatever it's called, the leaf vacuuming.
The mulcher?
The mulcher. Was right by the axe department.
And somebody wants to know when the next shop update's going to be. I was really going to attempt to have one by the end of the year, and it's just not going to happen. So it'll be sometime in January for sure. I haven't dyed much in the past couple of weeks, so I like to be able to get a good amount in there. So when I put up a shop update, I try to get somewhere around like 160 to 200 skeins dyed and available for the update.
Right.
And that takes me some time because I really am just like a weekend warrior with it. And pretty much it's only every other weekend. I don't typically dye on podcast weekends because that's a busy weekend for us. It takes, not a couple hours. It takes about a half hour to hour setup. Then we talk for 2 to 3 hours sometimes. And then I
don't think we've gotten close to 3 hours.
No, we've done 2.5.
Yeah.
2.5 was our max. And then, and then you stop recording and it's just, show notes and getting it up on YouTube. And then we spend the next day just replying to comments.
Yep.
And then doing our, normal people stuff.
Yeah. Because Saturday, yeah. Yeah.
And I never
grocery shopping and laundry and all the other stuff.
And it's funny, we find that I very rarely knit the day of a podcast because I'm so tired by the end of the day that I don't typically have the energy to knit.
I do.
Yeah, you can.
If I'm sitting, I'm knitting.
Yes, for sure.
Like it's taking everything for me not to have a project.
Oh, you're
right
so
now on my
antsy.
hands. I know. Not antsy. I just want to. I want.
And then what's your project you're the most proud of?
That's gonna be. So it's a tie. It's actually maybe a three-way tie, to be honest. Now that I'm thinking about it, probably the top on my list is this one. This is the Ranger by Jared Flood. I think this is my first cardigan. I'm really proud of it because of the button band. I think the button band is nice and even on this.
It is.
Right? I think I did a pretty good job there. And the buttonholes. This is the back of it, but
remember the camera's up there though.
Oh yeah, I'm showing like here. Can you guys see? And the buttonholes. I think I did a pretty good job, and it was a like 1x1 pattern for the texture, the whole entire way. And I thought it was, I got it, and I did it, and I didn't make many mistakes. The yarn was a good GR choice. It's very warm, and I wear it all the time. It's probably and it's the most proud I think I am of a sweater. It was like an intermediate pattern, so there were some like advanced things in there.
Yeah,
intermediate / advanced things.
Barbara, the patterns were from Amazon, or the pom-poms rather. The pom-poms were from Amazon.
Yep.
In my favorite, I think, and I don't know why this is like the one I'm the most proud of, but mine's always going to for right now.
Yeah,
mine's always going to be my slip extravaganza.
Yeah.
And I think it's just because it's like, how can I not? I just think the color choices on this were so good, and I didn't trust them when I saw them. Yeah. I did not trust my color choices here. At this section, I thought, heck no, this isn't going to be good. This isn't going to work. But like going through, I mean, it's really just my like favorite thing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I wear it all the time. I will say though, with that, it's such a hard shawl to wear. It's so
really it is, but you pull it off very, very well.
It's so hard, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. It really is.
Yeah, that's my tied for second place with the Vertices Unite.
So let's see. All right, let's do a couple for you because you've had some. There's a couple that want to talk about your nursing. So we have one that says, Ray, I work in a hospital pathology lab, and I'd love to know more about what you're in school for, NP, what specialty. And then we have this one that said, Ray, I'm a nurse. I've been in NP for a little over 20 years. Mm-hmm. I'm always curious about the degree you are completing. And yeah, so talk about that.
So nursing is an interesting field in general. So I'm an RN, and when I went to nursing school, you take all your college courses, you do 2 years of nursing school, and then you qualify to take the NCLEX, which is like the licensing, to become a registered nurse here in the US. There's also different degrees as well. You can get your bachelor's in nursing, which most hospitals require now. There's a master's in nursing, nurse practitioner, doctorate in nursing. So what I'm working towards right now is to ultimately end up with a master's in nursing. So I'm going through, because I went back to nursing. Nursing for me was a second career. And so I didn't go back to school until I was 30 to go back into nursing school. I had to take like all the college prereqs and all that other stuff. So, and then when you graduate, and you can practice as a nurse, you get hired and you're like, oh, this is great. I'm good now. I'm making, a decent career for myself. And so school gets put on the back burner. At least it did for me. I think probably because it was a second career. So now I'm just moving up that education ladder to eventually get my master's in nursing. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm taking like bachelor's levels classes in order to like progress up so that I can ultimately get my master's in nursing. I don't think I can go for a DMP. That's just a lot.
And then I'm gonna say hi to Gilbert.
Hi, Gilbert.
And then so Steve asked, so hi Linda, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Linda.
And then let's see, we have Kim wanted to know if we put tags on our items. We do not. And how do we know everything that you've done? By muscle memory? Literally, neither one of us currently does a Ravelry page. I promise I will get better in 2022.
That's what I said in 2021.
I even bought myself, I'm gonna grab them, some cute little notebooks.
You did. They're right over there. I went to go grab them. And can I have one of that? Yeah, so we're gonna get better at keeping track. And I also want to use my Instagram.
That's a really good way.
Better because somebody did it, and I can't remember who it was, but they posted all of their finished objects with the yarn and everything like that on their Instagram. So they always had it for the year, and they used the hashtag. They used the hashtag.
It's Leslie from Naughty Knitwits does that.
I think that's a great idea. So like create your own hashtag. So for me, like just gonna say Raise Knits 2021, and I would use that hashtag Raise Knits 2021 every time I finished a project. So these are the little notebooks that I bought from Amazon. It came in a pack of like 6. Yeah, they're super cute.
Oh my gosh, kitten, yes. Hopefully. And then what's really cute with these is that they actually have a nice little ruler in the back.
Yeah.
And some fun little stickers.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be using these to keep track of.
And it's like the graph paper with the dots, right?
Some of them are graph paper. Some of them are.
Some of them are also blank. I can't.
No, that's graph paper. Look. Oh no, it's blank.
No, it's blank.
See, we just talked about this somewhere.
Where you don't pay attention to things?
Where you just buy something and you don't pay attention to all the details.
Yeah.
So these will be knitting
that's okay.
Books for the year.
But I think I am going to use the hashtag. I think I'm going to use the hashtag idea.
I'm going to also use Ravelry, and I think that the Good Notes thing may be really helpful for me to keep track of stuff too.
I agree.
You know what's very fun about that is that if you pull down your search bar on your phone and you start typing in the pattern, it actually pulls it up in Good Notes.
Really?
Instead of, I don't think it used to do that in the Books app when I used it.
I don't think so either. That's great.
So let's see. So we took care of that question and that question.
Wow, look at all these medical peeps. Hi, friends.
So somebody just said, here's a good one. I have 1 week to knit something for my brother using worsted weight yarn. What should I knit him? I need a gender neutral hat or cowl suggestion.
Oh, Antler Tooth.
Antler Tooth by Tin Can Knits.
Totally.
Perfect. Free pattern.
Beautiful. Right? Yep. It's a free pattern. It's got some cables. It's very interesting. You can also do, depending on how intense you want to do, you can always do a Ross hat, something very simple like that. Or you can check out some of their paid for patterns, but you can check out some of Benjamin Matthews.
Yeah.
He does a lot of hat patterns, and they're very interesting.
Yeah.
Where it combines like pearls and knits and different things like that.
Thank you. So Hickety Pickety said, "Great Christmas tree." Thank you.
Yeah, this is Magnus for all you people who haven't come. He's a good tree.
He's a Fraser fir, right?
He is a Fraser fir. We have our Hogwarts on the top. I don't know if you guys can see. There's Hogwarts. It's our tree topper. I think I just screwed up the whole thing, but that's okay.
That's all right. Here's a good one. So I've thought about this one. I read this one a little while ago, and I wasn't sure about this. So this one says, "Who is your fantasy knit night circle?"
Huh. Well, I like our knit night circle as it is.
Right.
But if we wanted to add some people, I think Andrea Mowry would be really fun. I think Jill Zielinski would be really fun.
So when I thought about this,
I think Denise from Earth Tones Girl would be really fun to knit with. What?
Easy, the knitting posse.
Well,
yes.
Okay, so I do owe the knitting posse an apology.
Yes, you do.
I do, because I was just joking, but I think that Kate took it to heart when I said that she made a scene in Jill Zielinski's booth. at Rhinebeck.
Mm-hmm.
While I think we all made a scene, and I think I used Kate as a scapegoat. So Kate, I apologize.
I yelled at him yesterday, Kate, when we were watching the episode yesterday.
No, or was it Kim?
No, Kim.
Yeah,
it was not
Kim.
Kate. It was Kim.
No, it was Kim. So I owe Kim an apology.
Yeah.
So I'll have to.
When we see her, you should bring her a bottle of wine.
I should. I don't think she drinks.
So bring her a bottle of Fresca.
Does she? I can't remember.
But
it was fun.
Funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
I thought about this, and I was trying to think, like, who would I want in a knitting circle? And then I realized I don't want a specific person. I want somebody that just like has our vibe. I don't care who you are. I don't care who they are, if they're like whatever. It just has to stay in that same vibe. And that's what I want. I feel like a knitting circle or a knitting group, if you guys are on the same wavelength, it just makes it so much better. So it doesn't matter the person. It's just the energy they bring to it.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
They just have to match our energy.
That's a good point.
And then I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't think I have a dream one. Would it be great to meet some of these people? Yeah, but just match our vibe. And then I'm good.
Match our vibe.
Match our vibe, right?
We should get like stickers. Match our vibe.
Okay. Yeah, I struggled with that one for a little bit. And I was like, there's all these great people.
Yeah.
Kim P.S. There she goes. She loves French red wine.
Oh, good.
There's your apology to her.
There's my apology. I'll get you some French red wine. Okay.
Are you guys ready for Christmas? Kind of. I went grocery shopping today, except for all the fresh produce. I'll go do that on Thursday. And I may need to get a second ham because I don't know if the ham I bought is big enough.
Yeah.
I didn't see one that was larger than 11 pounds.
I know.
So I may need to get a second ham.
Well, you said it was 9.5 pounds.
No, it's almost 10. No, it's 11
pounds. Oh, what's what we had last 2 years
ago. It's 10.88 pounds.
We have 17 people for dinner.
Yes.
But one doesn't eat meat.
Correct.
So 16.
16.
2 of those are kids.
So that's really 15.
15.
All right. What else do we have here? So what do we do with our scraps of yarn? We actually currently...
They sit in a bin.
They sit in a bin. Who's the better cook?
Kevin.
Me.
Totally.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, our scraps are in a bin. They're normally in like Ziploc bags with the yarn band.
And how much is left over.
And how much is left. Well, you put how much is left. I do not.
Yeah. But we did grab them. You grabbed them and you used a lot of their scraps. Yes, you did.
I grabbed them. I haven't used them though.
Oh, okay.
They're in my chip basket still. They're in my chip basket for my modular inlay shawl by Stephen West.
Yeah. My chip basket's going to hold my my adventurous shawl.
Somebody said that they bought some of the green yarn that I dyed a while ago, and they wanted to think if I would be dyeing any gold or burnt orange or rust colors. So what's very tricky about answering that is that I never know what I'm going to dye until the day of.
Right.
For instance, the last time I dyed, I had some yarn soaking, and it had been soaking for a bit, and I was like, I need to dye this. I had no inspiration, and I walked down the stairs, and I saw Ray's Opus shawl, and I said, okay, I'm going to do green, purple, and gray, and we're going to see what happens.
I love that shawl.
So I never really plan it. Those are some of my favorite colors, so I would assume that they would be in a shop update at some point.
Jane asked if we have a knitting book collection.
We do.
We do. And we showed off a lot of our knitting books, I think, in one of our lives over the summer, maybe. We talked a lot about them. We just added, I think we showed them all as acquisitions, but we did add a couple more books to our collection. They're so nice. Knitting books are so nice to have.
No, Caleb.
What?
He's knitting mostly white socks and just dipped the white yarn in coffee.
Oh, no. That's okay. It'll come out. Or just dip the rest of it in coffee and it'll make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, is anybody knitting Caleb's stocking pattern?
We meant to do that this year.
We meant to do that on my list. It's like the comfy sock. What's it called, Caleb? I can't remember off the top.
And then all right, I'm going to go through here and I'm going to just like some of the ones that I see. So what are our favorite needles? For interchangeables, they're Chowgu.
Chowgu.
For Magic Loop, they're Chowgu.
Yes.
For hats, a fixed Addy Rocket.
Thank you. Warm and cozy stocking.
And then, yeah, I would say those are our favorite needles for different types of projects.
Yeah.
Yeah,
mine too. Chowgus are my favorite. Chowgus are also my favorite fixed 9-inch circulars.
Oh yeah.
Although we did get
Thank you for saying that. Somebody asked us about that.
We did get our Addy. What are we just showing? I think we showed them in the last
10-inch.
podcast. The 10-inch ones.
10-inch with the
easy knits, the different sizes. So my next sock's going to be knit on that, so I can try that and see. But like Kevin said, my favorite is the Addy rockets. I think for fixed 16-inch circulars.
And then,
have you tried knitting any sock blanks? Yes, I did a sock out of
Leading Men Fiber Arts.
Leading Men Fiber Arts. I think I knit my Coffee Talk socks out of that. Which is one of my favorite pairs of socks to wear.
Let's hold on. There was one that I wanted to ask. Do we ever argue over yarn? No. We do. Somebody asked way earlier, and I probably missed it. Is that we do kind of have separate stashes, but not really.
Right.
If it's yarn that
they lean more heavily towards me or heavily towards Kevin, but they're not like fully in that.
If they are purchased for a specifitic project, then yes, it's
Vincent's causing trouble. He's 10 inches, and now that perks him right up. No pun intended.
I can't, Ray.
Sorry. Next, what were you saying? So yeah, we don't. We keep kind of separate stashes, but if there's something that we see, we'll see.
Oh, and Maxim. So
trouble.
Hello, boys. Guys, I actually can't wait for next podcast. We've shown.
Oh my God! I know.
So we've shown Max and Vincent the Mystery Forest Club, right?
Hi, Karen.
And then we just got the last one, and I gasped pretty much, and I talked to myself when I'm home by myself. So I opened it up, and I was like, "Shut up." And then I just couldn't. It's gorgeous, and I can't wait to show you guys.
There also may be some bags in there.
Just don't talk.
Okay.
Our
next podcast is next week. We stick to the same schedule.
Yes.
Every 2 weeks.
How about favorite male and favorite female designers? I don't know that I have a favorite.
I have favorites.
So female designers. Okay, so female designers, I'll go with Hoagie, Locatelli. I will also say Andrea Mowry, just because I've been really happy with the Harlow hat.
Yeah, sure.
Male designers would be Bob. I can't even wait till you get it. Seriously.
Oh, he hasn't gotten it. Oh boy.
Male designers would be Stephen West for sure. Jared Flood. Max and Vincent. I haven't knit one of his patterns, but looking at them, I think that they're gorgeous, and I want to. Is Martin's Story for Rowan?
Yeah. There's so many good designers out there.
There really are.
It's really hard to choose. That's a hard question.
I actually said to Ray, one of my things that I would really like to do this upcoming year is try some patterns from designers that
Who's your favorite garçon from Les Garçons?
What?
Guys, don't answer that question. Don't feed into him. Somebody said VinMax. That's a good one.
VinMax.
VinMax is my favorite too.
Yeah, I want to find some new to me designers this year and try some patterns maybe that aren't super popular. Or actually have one upstairs. It's called the Stormy Sky Shawl that I tried knitting.
Where's that from?
So I tried knitting this. All right, so I got the wool from. All right, I'm gonna do. All right, so in April it'll be 4 years, right, since my dad passed.
Yeah,
it was the show right after that in Vernon. So 4 years ago, I bought yarn from Dirty Water Dye Works. It's a purple yarn. It's almost like a lavender, and I tried knitting this shawl and it had a lot of yarn overs and knit two togethers and things like that, drop stitches too. And I don't think I was a confident enough knitter, and I couldn't read my knitting well enough to know where my mistakes were or
Yeah.
to understand the way that the fabric should look when I was working this pattern. So it's been in a bag for about 4 years or 3.5 years that I need to go back now and I want to revisit that same thing now with the additional skills that I've learned to go back and redo that. And I bet you I could bang it out in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I bet you can too.
Like it's such a super easy pattern. Now that I look at it and I know what it should look like, it's something I think I could knit in pretty confidently.
And I think that's where I'm going to go back to do the barndom at some point, because that was my nemesis for a while. I had a very difficult time with that. Some cables and stuff. Boy, they are just stroking Vincent and Max's egos.
I would love. You all are funny people.
Yeah.
So what? I think we got most of these questions, right? No, there's some that we didn't get. How do you plan to work from your stash? We kind of talked about that.
Yeah.
We talked about our scrap yarns.
Which wool would you guys like to work with the best and why? I think we kind of covered that a little bit. Lately, I'm on a non-superwash kick.
Yes.
Totally, for sure. It's been so much fun.
Somebody asked about the Knit Picks Dishy versus the Pearl Soho Buttercup.
Oh, yeah.
And the difference between the two.
Yes.
I think a cotton yarn, to me personally, is never going to be super soft. It has a very, it's just kind of rough for whatever reason. But I will say Buttercup is a much softer yarn. And I think part of it is because it's a thinner yarn. But I do find that Dishy softens up after the initial wash. It is hard to knit with. It's a little rough on the hands. But once you wash it, I find that it softens up a little bit. I actually find that the multi-twist is the softest of all of them.
I agree. It's the easiest to knit with as well. I struggle sometimes with cotton yarn because it when you're knitting with it, it doesn't feel like it has much stretch. But
here's a good one. Somebody said, if you're a slowish knitter and you haven't been knitting a long time, how do you take that next step to do an adventurous pattern? And how do you take this, like, to try something new?
I think you just can't be afraid to fail.
I think you just do it.
Just do it. Like, I think, a lot of people said when I started knitting, like, oh, I can't believe that you're knitting socks already, or why are you doing this, and blah, 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 blah. Because I didn't know any better, and it doesn't matter. Like, I just tried. If I make a mistake, like, I'm the type of knitter where I'm okay with my mistakes, and that's how you learn.
Not this guy.
But so I think you just have to be okay with making a mistake or tanking back or just going with it and be like, oh, I'll fix it the next round. I think you should just try it.
I think too a good way to try a new technique or to do something a little more adventurous is to do a hat or a cowl. Those are going to be quick knits. If you have to rip it out, you're not ripping out the body of a sweater or the yoke of a sweater.
Yeah.
And I would say I've learned a lot of techniques with hats, like with the brioche hat, a 2-color tubular cast on.
Yeah.
Tubular cast on in general is how I did that.
Yep.
My first color work was in a hat. I think one of my first mosaic stitches was a hat.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a hat or a cowl is a really good, like a good project to learn new things on. Yeah.
Have we ever knit for each other?
Yes.
I've knit for you.
You have.
A couple things. Last year I gifted you like a hat and something else.
2 hats.
2 hats maybe?
Yep. And then I've gotten the I keep wanting to say Mediterranean. The Clockwork by Stephen West.
Yep, I knit you the Clockwork.
Mm-hmm. I almost wore that last night, actually. It's a very comfortable shawl. Scarf, like.
Yeah, it's more of a scarf for sure.
Yeah, it's more of a scarf.
I don't know that you've knit for me, actually. Huh. Would you look at that? You haven't.
Well, you're so damn judgmental that you'll probably point out every mistake that I make in a project.
I mean, I'm not going to say that you're lying, but I'm not going to say I'm not going to say that I would.
Oh man, my coffee's empty.
And then our last one, I think.
Tarquin, go make me a cup of coffee.
He's sleeping.
I know, he's cute.
So somebody asked, since we're into a lot of like movies and books, are you at all into classic Hollywood, old black and white, early color films?
Well,
Noir, musicals, tearjerkers, westerns. I don't know. I would say no. I would say that we don't watch like many movies that were filmed before the 80s or
so
late 70s.
I love old musicals. So like The Sound of Music, The Wizard of Oz.
Yep.
I can't watch them with Kevin. So
no, what? Yes, you could. I like The Sound of Music, and I like The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, could we watch one tonight, maybe?
Absolutely not. There's
there's
too much going on.
So
no, what else do I like? There's actually I need to find it. Crap. I don't know the name of the movie though.
I used to love Abbott and Costello.
Okay.
They had a Christmas. Oh shoot, what is it? March of the Wooden Soldiers. Is that what it's called? Can somebody maybe correct me on that? Me and my dad used to watch that. I think every year, or he would watch it every year. It would come on TV. I think it was March of the Wooden Soldiers.
So Head and Silk asked, "What was the very first thing I knit or we knit?"
I know of mine.
Mine was a scarf. Mine was an acrylic scarf. My friend Megan has it. It was no pattern. It was watching YouTube videos, and then I would randomly do a row of all, like, I don't know, let's say I cast on 30 stitches.
Yeah.
And I would just do a couple rows of knitting, a couple rows of purling, and back and forth, and no rhyme or reason, just to get the flow of it. That was my first project, and she still has it.
Yeah, she does. She loves it. It has.
She wears it all the time.
Gold sparkles in there and stuff.
It has tinsel.
Tinsel.
It literally has tinsel in it.
Yeah, it's tinsel. Mine was a Ross hat. That was my first.
Was it?
Finished project.
Nice.
Yep. And I still have it. I forgot the name of the yarn.
I just want to see if we got
Babes in Toyland. That's what it's called. Thank you guys. Laurel and Hardy. That's what I'm thinking. Why would I say Abbott and Costello?
I think we got
Laurel and Hardy.
All right. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we got.
If you guys are a wealth of knowledge, see.
So the question list is done.
What have you each learned about yourselves this past year and through COVID? Well, that's a good question. I think that we have to strive sometimes to find the positive in things, and that it's maybe not as hard to find the positive as you think. Like we've talked about this before during COVID, we've made, I think, some of our closest like friends.
Yes.
To be able to, and I think, you're much, at least for me, I feel just much more comfortable saying no.
Yes.
To things in general.
Yes.
And not doing things out of like obligation or, life is short, obviously. We know that, but I don't know. I think that there's just something to be said about
how to say no.
Focusing on yourself while also like opening yourself up to possibilities, like being friends with people across the internet that we now consider like our closest friends.
Yeah, mine's definitely one of the things I learned how to do is say no. The other thing I think that I've learned is, as much as I am a homebody, guys, I let me be home in my sweats every day of the week, and I'm great. I realize how much human interaction, how important it is.
I agree.
You don't realize it until you don't have it, and it really is. It's different being. No, I guess even doing it on Zoom is good, but it sometimes can be a struggle working from home and having all of your conversations through. For the company I work for, we use Microsoft Teams.
Yeah. It's
really hard having all your interaction with your coworkers over Teams.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, but you don't realize it until you don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
But I would think that's the two things I've learned the most this year.
Yep. Well, here's a fun question. What's your favorite cocktail?
Jack Daniels and Diet. Jack and Diet Coke or Diet Ginger Ale.
Mm-hmm. Mine is a margarita with no salt and fresh lime juice.
Teams is awful. I hate Teams.
And then somebody had asked how they can connect with us via Discord. The link to our Discord server is below
the previous episode show notes.
All of our episode show notes. So you just click on the link and you're in.
Yeah, and so with Discord, that's been a lot of fun. And we are logged in our personal accounts. We're not logged in as Needles at the Ready, so that we could both interact individually. And it's fun to have all of you guys interacting with each other too. So it's fun jumping in.
Yeah, there's not much for us to do. You guys are all talking to each other, which is fantastic. I love it.
but I do try to go in every day.
Do. No.
I go in every day and reply or do stuff. So, so I think this is about our normal time, right?
Yeah.
How long? I have too much stuff going on.
I know. I don't know why you're looking at both. Like, is it different on that screen?
I can scroll back on here, and it's touchscreen. So if I saw a question or something I missed, I can scroll through.
I see. Got you. Jack and Cherry Jack Dr. Pepper. That sounds delicious.
You know what's really good too, guys, is the Screwball peanut butter whiskey.
Yes.
With ginger ale. Diet ginger ale is good. With cream soda is fantastic.
Delicious.
Right. So we are going to wrap this thing up.
So that was fun. And like always, if you missed any of this and you want to go back and watch, we do save them. So you can go back, and the chat function is saved. So you can go back and see like some of the questions in the chats if we weren't able to, like, you know, if it was hard to follow. Sometimes people say that our lives are a little hard to follow at times.
Hopefully,
you know, with the chat,
we try to read anything that we discuss from here.
Yeah.
So so we're gonna wrap it up. So we want to thank you all for joining us. We love doing these. So we'll do one again in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and thank you all for subscribing. That's why we ended up, you know, that's why we do these. To like build our community, and it's just so awesome. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe already. Just apply. I never say that. Like we never say that. I feel like we never say
that. I feel like I try to.
Maybe we're not true YouTubers.
No, I try to say that.
Ring that bell, hit the subscribe, click this button right here.
I never say click the button.
No, I
know. The bell, I forget about that.
Yeah.
So thank you guys, and we hope you guys have a great week. We will be back next week with a normal podcast.
Yeah, it will not be on Saturday because Saturday is Christmas.
Right.
So it'll probably be Sunday.
Yeah, because
or Friday.
No, it's going to be Sunday.
It's going to be
the 26th. So we'll do it on the 26th.
We'll do the day after Christmas. So Merry Christmas for those of you who celebrate. Happy holidays for those of you who celebrate other things this time of year. And Merry.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.